we took a look at Disco Elysium for an hour a while back, but since then, Disco Elysium, the final cut, has come out. And one of the big things about this over the original version is that apparently this has full voice acting. Not just partial anymore, but full. And I thought, well, this is a game I've actually wanted to play at some point ever since the original version came out, but just never really got around to it. But now has to be the time. It's happening now. I want to go through this. I want to see what the quest for self-actualization and also maybe solving a murder is all about. So that is what we're going to do. And we are going to be starting a new game. So, of course, we're going to create a character. This is going to be our permanent character. We're going to play through the whole game like this. So, what are we going to do? Well, these are not the stats that we're going to use. I was thinking about what kind of character we should use, and someone suggested, well, what kind of stats would Bully Demise have? And it's like, of course. Yeah, sure. Of course, that's what we would do. So I figure it would probably look like this. That seems right. Now, you might think that 1 in intellect is not a good thing for a detective. How's he going to solve a murder? Well, I mean, Bully Demise has his ways. He has his ways, and those ways probably involve stomps. These are probably the stats we're going to go. And I will explain why we're going with these stats, because, of course, we can look at the individual skills and just break them down and see how they might align with our old friend, Bully Demise. Okay. We need to select a signature skill, but let's take a look at the skills before we do this. Clearly, we are building most of our points into physique. So what is that going to do for us? Let's take a look at the info. We have endurance. It says that this is cool for fighters who can take a hit, lookouts who don't sleep, human batteries. Endurance is our metabolism and circulatory system. It improves our health, one of the 2 health pools in the game. It enables to survive being a cop. Who cares if you can't aim a gun, if you can take a few bullets? Why be afraid of drugs that hurt your health if you're a very, very healthy man? At high levels, endurance enables you to take a few knocks to the head, enjoy a greater quantity of drugs, and shake off a few cardiac arrests. It makes you a powerful man who looks down on the weaklings who can't keep up. However, cops with low endurance are likely to struggle. The body is frail already, and if the flesh of a cop will often be tested. If it doesn't pass, it dies. Well, clearly, Bully Demise, very high in terms of endurance. I think he is someone who could shake off a cardiac arrest. So this seems like it matches up. Pain threshold. Cool for unstoppable fighters, guys who won't die, masochists. Pain threshold ignores damage so you can push on, bloodied and crawling, to the bitterest end. It enables you to negate damage you would otherwise take. Even mental pain, heartache, and loneliness. In fact, these things can become a thrill you seek out and perversely revel in. At high levels, pain threshold turns in on itself in a seriously unhealthy way, with full-on self-destructive behavior. With a low pain threshold, however, you will suffer too easily. Even a slap from a teenager will make you whine and complain. Well, Bully Demise, of course, is a man who doesn't really feel pain. You have to do a lot for him to even notice it, so this seems pretty likely as well. Also, self-destructive behavior. Hey, becoming a pro wrestler is self-destructive behavior in general, so seems about right. Physical instrument. Cool for muscle men, bare-knuckle brawlers, gym teachers. Physical instrument is not only your muscles and your skeleton, it's your ability to use them effectively. It enables you to do push-ups, sit-ups, knockout punches, and 360-degree spin kicks. It's going to be a one-size-fits-all solution to thriving and surviving in a physical world. At high levels, physical instruments breaks doors, chains, and bones, and it makes you laugh at the namby-pansies who can't. You'll be manned up, encouraging others to curl iron until they're manned up too. At low levels, however, you'll have a hard time arresting anyone who isn't infirm or already dead. Indeed, engaging in physical confrontations could leave you in either state. So physical instrument, basically, once again, is very much a bully demise ability. Basically, the only thing he is, well, not the only thing he's good at, but the main thing that he's good at. Electrochemistry. I think of the physical skills, this one doesn't really match him. I mean, from what I saw when we tried the game, electrochemistry seems entertaining. But let's take a look at this. Cool for high flyers, party enthusiasts, cops who need lightning. Electrochemistry is the animal within you, the beast longing to be unleashed to indulge and enjoy. It enables you to take drugs with fewer negative side effects. It also enables you to better investigate lurid matters. If you need to understand a chemical breakdown, or talk to someone blasted out of their mind, or understand sexual dynamics, electrochemistry is there to guide you. At high levels, electrochemistry makes you a man of unrestrained pleasure, an unrepentant Lothario who leers at people with a bottle of speed and a plastic bendy straw in either hand. But with a low electrochemistry, you'll be too innocent to be effective. Without a working knowledge of drugs and sex, the city will be difficult to understand. So, you can't really pick the individual skills. Like, if we're going with 6 in physique, it's 6 in all of these. But, I think that of this set, electrochemistry seems like the only odd man out here. The other two seem like they are more appropriate, like Shivers. Cool for city lovers, the wisest of the streetwise, the genuinely supernatural. Shivers come when the temperature drops and you become more keenly aware of your surroundings. It enables you to hear the city itself, to truly belong to the streets. It is a supernatural ability. Old wrongs play out in present time. Scenes across the city happen in front of you. But who is speaking to you? At high levels, Shivers may make you seem mad to the outside world. As you listen to the city, you don't listen to others. Your superiors may begin to worry. With a low Shivers, though you will seldom hear the city speaking to you, and if you cannot hear it, how can you ever save it? So, if I had to describe Bully Demise, I might describe him as just like one half human wall and other half it tuned to the supernatural, because he was dead once. So that left him attuned to the other side. So Shivers does seem like something that would be appropriate, feeling and hearing the spiritual side of the city, the thing that other people are not attuned to. Then Half-Light. Cool for high-strung investigators, shoot now, ask question later cops, surprise haters. Half-Light is your fight-or-flight response. It enables you to sense the way situations are about to turn. It injects palpable fear into your heart, fear that urges you to act before it's too late to ever act again, fear that makes you frighten others. It's the aggression that lets you squeeze every last drop of information out of a witness. At high levels, Half-Light makes you ultra-attuned to the world. It's perpetual fear of your own shadow and someone else's name or scent. You'll be ready, always, to pounce and physically interrogate passers-by. At low levels, however, you'll find your survival instinct is lacking, and your methods limp-wristed. Those who respect violence will not respect you. So, Half-Light is the fight-or-flight response. And from when we tried out the game before, it seemed like Half-Light is very quick to suggest violence. Maybe violence where violence does not have to be done. And, I mean, violence where violence does not have to be done, it was a thing that happened a whole lot in Bully Demise's life. So this probably matches up. I think. There's a lot of times when, you know, fights broke out where things didn't really have to, you know? Just all around in the environment, in the background, people just breaking out into fights for no real reason. It was just a madhouse, so Half-Light was probably a pretty high skill. So that's the physique. That's where our main points are. Next is Psyche. Let's take a look at this. Volition. Cool for sane people, well-adjusted cops, the non-suicidal. Volition urges you to be a good guy, to others and to yourself. It enables you to resist temptation, be it in a bottle, between a pair of legs, or at the end of an iron barrel which promises oblivion. Volition gives you the will to investigate the investigation, to finish the investigation, improving your morale, one of the 2 health pools in the game. At high levels, Volition makes you hyper sane. When you're about to get funky, it keeps you normal. It's a bit of a party pooper. At low levels, however, you'll have little morale. Without it, you'll be a profoundly unstable cop, falling apart at the seams as you make irreversible mistakes. Well, irreversible mistakes seems kind of a bully thing, but I do think that, well, bully doesn't really have too much... There's not too much of a danger of being tempted by a bottle or a pair of legs for him. So, you know, the idea that he might have a strong volition keeping him off those roads, you know, seems like that might be appropriate for him. I mean, there's only 3 points in Psyche, so is that actually something that's going to be able to overcome something like electrochemistry with 6 points? We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But the main reason that Psyche is the 2nd highest stat is mainly because of this, Inland Empire. Cool for dreamers, paranatural investigators, mental creators. Inland Empire is the unfiltered wellspring of imagination, emotion, and foreboding. It enables you to grope your way through invisible dimensions of reality, gaining insight into that which sight can't see. What's really going? What do these enigmatic riddles mean for the world fate? At high levels, Inland Empire animates the inanimate. You'll have conversations with your clothing, conversations that may change the course of the investigation, if you're not thrown in the loony bin first. With low Inland Empire, however, you'll be void of imagination and character. And then how will you shape the cosmos? So, clearly, I think, what with Bully Demise, not really being sure if he's in the real world or a supernatural plane or some combination of the two, he seems like he would be very strong with Inland Empire. And I think if I'm going to be putting points into a stat, it seems like this one should be higher. Empathy. Cool for judges of character, interviewers, interrogators. Empathy breaks into the souls of others and forces you to feel what's inside. It enables you to notice social cues others may miss. Perhaps a hidden sadness could coax out a little more, a strange joy from someone who should be bereaved, or hidden resentment that could return to harm you later. At high levels, empathy really puts you in other people's shoes. You'll cry for their sorrows, punch walls to relieve their angers, and be an even more unstable cop. With low empathy, however, you'll be an ungainly beast, unable to talk to anyone without upsetting them. Well, ungainly beast, unable to talk to anyone without upsetting them is a bully thing, yes. So I would think that the empathy would actually be quite low. I don't think he's all that sensitive to other people's emotions. But, like I said, Volition and Inland Empire probably should be higher. Empathy probably should be lower. But, so we probably will not be putting any points into empathy, I would assume. Authority. Cool for leaders, experts of psychological warfare, respect junkies. Authority urges you to assert and reassert your dominance over those around you. It enables you to understand the power dynamics of groups of thugs, know how far you can push a perpetrator, and how to establish control of situations. At high levels, authority demands respect. Even a perceived slight could send you into knee-breaking mode. With low authority, however, you're forever in awkward situations, like when you suffer psychological breakdowns, after you yell at teenagers, and they laugh at you. I don't think Bully has a very high authority stat, honestly. I mean, he might gain authority just by being a giant wall, but it's not something he's consciously thinking about. So I don't think we would put any points into that one either. Spirit de Corpse. Cool for cops, cop aficionados, pretend cops. Esprit de Corpse is the very spirit of policing, the Copgeist. It enables you to understand your blue-souled sisters and brothers, not only by picking up subtle signals from your partner, but by witnessing flash sideways scenes as they play out in your precinct. At high levels, you'll be the very heart of the police force, not only willing and able, but obliged to take a bullet for your partner. However, without Esprit de Corpse, you'll be flying blind, unable to understand discreet remarks colleagues make in high-stakes situations, remarks that just might save your life. Well, I mean, Bully wasn't a cop, obviously, but I think he probably did have a similar ability when it came to wrestlers. I think that he felt some sort of camaraderie, some sort of psychic network probably among the wrestlers to understand them on a base level. I think so. So maybe this is 3 could be okay. Suggestion. Cool for diplomats, charmers, sociopaths. Suggestion urges a soft power approach. If people think they want what you want, you've already won. This skill enables you to implant ideas into the minds of others. You can make the citizens like you more. You can make gangsters turn on each other. Too many crime rings have been broken by just a little doubt, after all. At high levels, suggestion makes you affable to everyone and more resistant to their charms in turn. But all that schmoozing and oozing charm will make you slimy, and you'll know it, even if no one else does. With low levels of suggestion, though, you'll have difficulty getting any kind of rapport with others. You'll be alone, both during the day and the night. Well, I mean, Bully didn't really have a deliberate suggestion, but he had his way of talking. He had his way of communicating with people. He did gain some friends, so I wouldn't say he would have really low suggestion, but not really high either. Maybe in the middle would be okay. Then underneath Psyche, we have Motorix at 2. Hand-eye coordination, cool for trick shooters, snipers, jugglers. Hand-eye coordination loves the interactions between you and things that fly in the air. It enables you to catch coins from mob bosses, shoot straight, and understand firearms intimately. Want to know the precise make and mark of a pistol? HE coordination's got you. Want to shoot someone with it? Ditto. At high levels, hand-eye coordination makes you deadly, supposing you've a weapon in your hand. But once you do, HE coordination will compel you to take the shot, even if it's not the best approach. At low levels, however, you'll be even more of a disaster in waiting, because when the guns go off, and they always do, you'll probably hit the wrong target. So this should probably be very low for Bully. Does he know what a gun is? Probably like the thing that, you know, someone's pointed at him before, and then it made a loud sound, and it stung, is how he would perceive a gun, I think. So this should probably be quite low. Perception. Cool for fine detail detectives, sensualists, urban scavengers. Perception wants you to be open to the world, with eyes, ears, and nose working at full capacity. It enables you to take in what others don't notice. The little wad of bills hid away in the sugar bowl, the odor of a perp hiding beneath the floorboards, the gulp of a suspect after claiming they've nothing to hide. At high levels, perception takes in every final detail of the physical world, enough to overwhelm all but the strongest mind. However, with low levels, you're going to miss out on everything. After all, you can't arrest what you can't see, hear, or smell. This should probably be pretty low, I think. I mean, Bully is very attentive to the things he's interested in, just maybe not at all attentive to, like, everything else in the world. So, probably it's appropriate that this is low. Reaction speed. Cool for shot dodgers, thinkers on their feet, pinball heads. Reaction speed is the agility of your body and mind. It is instinct. It enables you to dodge punches, knives, bullets. Also sucker punches of the verbal kind. You'll be more streetwise, never lost for words or lacking a witty comeback. Your mental alacrity lets you connect little details on the fly, working in tandem with your intellect skills. At high levels, reaction speed makes your twitch reflex freakishly good. However, when your body acts before your mind, innocent situations can turn bad fast. You're high-strung, overly alert. At low levels, you probably won't be the one shooting first, which probably means you won't be shooting at all. I feel like as a pro wrestler, he would have to have some reaction speed, and it does say when your body acts before your mind, innocent situations can turn bad fast, which sounds appropriate, but... So this probably should be higher, actually. Motorix in general does seem they would be pretty low for Bully, but reaction speed might be a bit higher for him. Maybe. Savoir faire. Cool for acrobats, thieves, unbearable show-offs. Savoir-faire urges you to be better than you are. It urges you to be disco. Slip by others in samurai boxing style, then tumble out the back with unexpected acrobatics. It enables you to move with silent footsteps, to groove to a good beat, and to lift useful evidence off perps without them noticing. It also makes you a cooler cop whose athletic flair will certainly impress the citizenry. At high levels, savoir-faire will make you the king of cool, which is much to say the most stylish douchebag in Revachol. Nobody will see you until you're ready to be seen, and then they'll get the full treatment, whether they want it or not. At low levels, however, you'll be a bumbling, feckless cop, unable to catch a pair of keys thrown by your partner without losing an eye. This seems it should be low for Bully. Basically, this is you're suave, you're smooth, and you're cool. And, yeah, should be very low for Bully Demise. It should be that if someone tosses him some keys, the keys should hit him in the face, yes. Interfacing. Cool for machinists, tinkerers, instrument players. Interfacing wants you to connect to machines, to use and improve them, because that makes you a better human organism. It enables you to understand interactions with machines, be that how to repair the motor of a Kinema motor carriage, how to analyze the way a suspect used a pen, or how to refigure electrical circuits. It even lets you steal keys off a keyring without being noticed. At high levels, interfacing will isolate you from society. Why bother with people when you can talk to machines? Wouldn't know anything about that. And why bother with things like money when you can just pocket that display sandwich? At low levels, however, you will have a crucial part of the world cut off from you. People use machines to commit crimes all the time. If you can't understand how a crime was accomplished, how can you solve it? Yes, extremely low for Bully. This should be extremely low. It mentions stealing keys off a keyring without being noticed. Bully's method of stealing the keyring would just be to pick up the person who has the keyring on their belt and just carry him away. That would be the way of stealing the keys. So, extremely low for Bully Demise. Composure. Cool for card players, military fetishists, cool people. Composure wants you to not crack, or at least it wants you to not crack in front of other people. It enables you to put up a strong front. It keeps your emotions hidden from the world and helps you to read the body language of others. To sense the cracks in their own composure, as well, it keeps you looking good while you do it. You'll rock that disco outfit a lot more if you don't slouch. At high levels, composure makes you tuck your gut in and maintain a stern expression. Even lying in bed late night when no one else can see you, you'll have to keep it up. You'll never be able to stop. With low composure, though, you'll always be the first to crack. Every cop's got a point when all that fear and rage comes spilling out, and the ones who unleash it don't stay on the force much longer. Perhaps worse still, you won't even make the ranks of fashion police. Well, Bully usually is composed, but he's not putting up a front. Like, what you see is what you get. If it doesn't seem like he's worried about anything, it's just because it hasn't occurred to him that he should be worried about something. So, probably the case that this should be low, even though it might seem that it should be high. He's not actually trying to, pretend that he's cool and collected. Okay, intellect is the one that we have the lowest stat on. So basically nothing coming from any of these guys during the game. Let's see what it is we're going to be missing out on. Cool for, okay, this is logic. Cool for analysts, pure rationalists, obviously logicians. Logic urges you to analyze the living daylights out of the case. It enables you to piece evidence together, detect inconsistencies in statements, and impress everyone with your astonishing conclusions. It's the bread and butter of many a detective. At high levels, logic will be able to solve even the most complicated puzzle. You will be very proud, and thus susceptible to intellectual flattery. For those blinded by their own brilliance often miss important clues. With low levels of logic, you're going to have a hard time solving even the simplest puzzle. Even if you find the pieces, good luck putting them together. Yes, appropriate that this should be very low. Bully's method of solving a puzzle would just be to mash the puzzle pieces together until enough pressure has been applied that the pieces have fused to each other. So that would be his. I don't think that there's much logic involved in that, but that's his method. Encyclopedia. Cool for thinkers, historians, trivia freaks. Encyclopedia makes you a know-it-all, turning your mind into a database of facts. It enables you to draw on these facts innately, offering a wealth of background knowledge to all things related and unrelated to your case. Who knows when the history of cigarette brands will provide the breakthrough you need to arrest a murderer, or when knowledge of pre-revolutionary guns might save a life. At high levels, Encyclopedia shares this wealth of knowledge to an almost overwhelming degree. While it may provide you crucial breakthroughs, it will often clutter your mind with useless tidbits. With low levels of Encyclopedia, though, you'll be forced to work with only the clues in front of you. Without any background knowledge, copying is going to be tough stuff. Well, this is probably going to be, just should be very low. Like, the one exception would probably be wrestling trivia. Bully probably would have a fair amount of knowledge about that. Aside from that, though, aside from that particular section of knowledge, probably not much in his internal encyclopedia. Rhetoric. Cool 4, ideologues, conversationalists, would-be politicians. Rhetoric urges you to debate, make intellectual discourse, nitpick, and win. It enables you to break down arguments and hear what people are really saying. You'll spot fallacies as soon as they're used. What exactly did the waiter leave out of their testimony? What was the dancer trying to divert you from? Was that double entendre intended, or did you just get an accidental lead? At high levels, rhetoric will make you an impressive political beast, one whose beliefs are impenetrable, which is to say, one whose mind will not change, one who will calcify. With low rhetoric, though, you'll have a hard time shooting down any argument. Nailing people to their testimonies will be nigh impossible. So this is, you know, the YouTube political channel stat, very high stat. But for Bully Demise, it would be very low. The only arguing he's interested in doing is with stomps. So I don't think this would be very high at all. Drama. Cool 4, undercover cops, thespians of the stage, psychopaths. Drama urges you to treat the world as a stage, and on it to perform. It enables you to lie, to concoct the most elaborate and wonderful stories, to take on ingenious personas and perform acts of stagecraft in an entertaining amalgam of forbery and deceit. As well, it enables you to see through would-be actors and their false antics. If they lie, you'll know immediately. At high levels, drama may render you an insufferable thespian, one prone to hysterics and bouts of paranoia. For to know the world is a stage is to know that truth is a vanity. However, with low drama, you cannot lie, or discern when others lie. And a cop who can't do either is a cop who's soon going to be lying 6 feet under. Well, Bully, of course, is very honest. Even though people might think he's lying due to the things he has to say, he tells the truth all the time. He doesn't have a dishonest bone in his body. Cool 4, okay, so this is conceptualization. Cool 4, creatives, psychedelic fanciers, critics. Conceptualization has a special role it wants you to play in this world. Not the role of cop, but of art cop. It enables you to make fresh associations, to delve into world concepts from Jean Carp's postmodernist capery to Revachel's arabesque architectural style, Derrida, and even the concept of hardcore. And then importantly, to add your own contribution to these works. At high levels, conceptualization makes you go big, perhaps too big. It is ostentatious, demanding grand displays. Why live life when you can throw yourself into a live volcano? At low levels, however, you'll be unable to see the world in a creative light. You'll be unable to contribute to conversations in an art gallery. Only boring people will invite you to their dust parties. I feel like drama and conceptualization are the Vito Brevis stats. Would be very high for him, very low for Bully Demise. And then finally, visual calculus. Cool 4, forensic scientists, tactical fighters, math-minded people. Visual calculus verses you not only in the laws of the state, but the laws of nature. It enables you to create virtual crime scene models in your mind's eye. You'll see how a bullet shattered the glass, and from that, trace its trajectory with mathematical precision. You also count so many footprints, and at a glance, discern shoe size and design, as well as the height, weight, and gender of the one who wore them. At high levels, visual calculus makes the world reveal its secrets to you, but you may be so absorbed by your mind diorama that you don't notice as crooks steal your pants. However, at low levels, your mind's eye will still be blind. Reconstructing crime scenes will be difficult without outside help. All right, so those are the skills and why I went with the stats that we have here. But now we do have to choose a signature skill. So if I was looking at physique, I might think that physical instrument is his main skill. Like that seems to be him. I think probably that, if anything else, the physical, I don't know. I guess we're probably physical instrument seems like it would be the signature skill, I think. So we're gonna go with that. I think we're gonna go with that. Set signature. All right, we'll confirm. And now we're going to begin. Let's begin.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, ever?
Never, ever, ever, baby.
Then let's simply keep on non-existing.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
This is great.
Yes, it is.
But what was that about the X something?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Well, we do want to know about the X something.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
No, we should probably get off now. I mean, we're not going to get anything done if we stay in here.
Do you really?
Yeah, let's get out.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Well, we are an idiot, but we are a brave idiot.
Somewhere in the sore, bloated man-meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert. Hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Mother help me. There's a head attached to my neck and I'm in it.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Help, someone. Cut my head off. It's trying to murder the rest of me.
A fiery streak penetrates your skull. trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
The only thing to do is to open our eyes. And here we are. Well, let's just take a look around and see what we got. Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Where could the contents have gone? Someone stole our Commodore Red. Drank at the bottle while we were knocked out, clearly. Someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. Reel-to-reel tape player still on. Rolling empty. Hold tab to highlight. Yeah, there we go. Let's put some clothes on.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Let's get him out of there.
It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
We see bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Really? Nothing?
Really? All recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions. With all the synapses you've extinguished, it's a miracle you can even think this sentence. You've interrupted a true act of self-annulment here.
Well, I guess we should wipe the mirror.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Well, maybe we should touch it first to make sure there's nothing wrong with our face.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
What's wrong with it?
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
I'm sorry. I guess we're apologizing to our nose, because we're touching our nose as we apologize.
Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
Well, at least my tongue is okay.
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
Maybe we should stop feeling our face.
Don't be scared. It's only your face. It's not like anyone's going to see it.
Well, if people are going to see it, we should probably see it ourselves.
Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Well, of the options we have, one of them does mention maybe it's a face of a superstar, and, Bully Demise did go into wrestling to become the champ, which means becoming a superstar, so maybe we should lean into that.
It appears you're also dead. There's clearly rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
I think it might be because I'm a superstar.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
No, this is what superstars do.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Well, superstardom, of course.
You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. From here, it looks like a cadaverous spasm.
Oh, checking for a pulse would probably be a good idea. Living people are supposed to have those.
You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive, for now.
Well, we do have these checks, 3%, 8%. But they're white checks, so we can retry them, even if we fail them currently. We might as well try them out. We can try to get deep into our mind to locate the source of the expression. 3% chance, but hey, that means there's a chance. And you got to think positively.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Well, we do have a slightly higher chance to stop it from happening with electrochemistry. 8%. Might as well give it a try.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Well, we'll just let the mirror be for now. But at least we know what we look like. And of course, we have to get our tie back.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
That's a 28% chance. Well, we probably want to try to increase that.
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Right, 72%. By the way, what happens if we pull on the light? Oh, that turns it on. And we have a lot of health, don't we? I mean, if I remember right, we do take some damage if we turn that light on, so maybe we shouldn't. But let's get the tie.
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Well, this requires visual calculus, so not a big chance that we'll be able to assess what happened here. Oh, that's actually a lot higher than I thought it would be, considering visual calculus is an intelligence skill. Let's try it.
The shards.
Wow, we did it.
Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Wait, what am I doing?
Something you've done before.
I guess that's all we know. Let's assess the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
Maybe it wasn't us that threw the shoe.
You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it?
Not impossible. We should probably go get the shoe.
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Actually, we probably should put the shoe on, or the shoe that we have available to us. Now we can get the shoe that just somehow mysteriously ended up outside. Look, there are many mysteries in life that are just you'll never solve. This is probably one of them. Who can even say what happened to that shoe?
There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet.
How do they fit?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
And let's have a look at that red circle. A gust of briny wind washes over us. The smell of the sea makes us dizzy. Well, we completed our first quest. We found our shoe. Of course, the mystery of who threw the shoe through the window will forever go unsolved. Sad, really. And of course, it's March in the year 51.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Officer, am I military personnel?
No,
Then why did you call me an officer?
because you're a police officer, sir.
Are you sure?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
That is quite low, and it cannot be retried. But, I mean, you never know unless you try.
The words have already left your mouth.
I want to have fuck with you?
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? Come on, say it again.
No, I don't want to.
Come on, man. Pretty, please. One more time.
I said I want to have fuck with you.
Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you?
A superstar cop. It's been established.
Okay, that's cool. Or if I can just maybe ask you to elaborate on that superstardom a tiny bit.
Well, I sincerely think I'm a superstar. It's a theory I'm developing.
I have certainly been entertained. Thank you. Whatever you are, you should stick to it. Otherwise,
She extinguishes her cigarette.
it's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me. And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
Left a nice long stub in the ashtray. Still smoking.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
The what now?
The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. It wants smokes.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
Well, I think that we probably should not do that.
Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But
Oh, I should not do that is what I chose.
instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils.
Getting me with that second knot. The second knot will always get you.
Plus, Smoking then gives massive bonuses.
Well, I guess we'll think about it.
The door is closed.
We can knock.
There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. Somewhere inside, a tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Maybe you just swallow that emotion. It's not necessary. Look, there's plenty of things to do in the world. There's so much beauty and so many activities. We don't need to just wallow in our misery.
The door is closed.
We can try knocking again, though.
Still no answer.
Well, the way Bully Demise thinks is that if knocking didn't work, he just wasn't doing it hard enough.
Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it.
That usually solves problems.
You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole. The door sits sturdily in the frame, and your fist hurts. This was all a very good, normal thing to do.
Exactly.
Not to mention, great exercise.
We could try the handle.
This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. As you hold the metal, you sense the warmth left there by her hand.
Maybe we can leave for now. I mean, we're puzzled that punching didn't work. Usually punching works. The weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. People settle for bed at 2100, and by 2 o'clock everyone's asleep. Maybe something we should remember for later. This is where the lyrics would be. Big old karaoke mic just waiting for someone to sing into it. Speakers connected to the radio, and the music is seasoned with static. So this should be where we can get a side quest.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
Yeah, our soul is pretty immense, honestly.
Utterly. And it needs to be heard. Through a PA system. By other people. Whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself.
Well, this does go well with a theory that I'm developing, that I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person of some sort.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
What should I sing when it comes to it?
You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
Well, I was thinking I could sing something happy, get the people going.
No. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound.
I forgot that sad songs are deeper than happy songs.
You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
All right, let's have our conversation with the manager.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
I do remember that he is the cafeteria manager, not the bartender. He does not like to be confused with being a bartender.
That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he is purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan.
Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Well, you look like a bartender.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind a counter is a bartender, okay? I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
He shrugs. I sense you're not a fan of mine.
No, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
So not only am I cop, I'm also a hero.
Yes, you are. A real decorated hero.
What did I do?
What did you not do? First you took the body down. Then you solved the murder. Then you didn't trash my hostel room. Maybe you even negotiated the strike.
Oh my god, I did all those things?
No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful since you got here.
Well, what have I been doing then? Have you seen me around?
No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
He looks down again and keeps plucking the bird. Well, let's look at this stuffed bird.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall.
What could have caused that to happen?
Something about it makes you feel bitter.
What happened to the bird?
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors, where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Well, of course, we know who the buddy is that's waiting for us, but let's take a look at all these points of interest. The menu's been wiped clean, only the word Monday is written on it. A water cooler with a large bubble. And, we got some health restoration. I did kind of forget that because we put so many points into Fizz, that means we have a ton of HP. The door is bolted. A sign reads, Kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. A sign reads, Mess hall reserved for union members. Doors open, 1600. This royal pinball machine is unplugged.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket. Very well.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this. But why?
Hold on. Who is he to me?
He is your half-brother.
Well, it would only be rude not to shake his hand.
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Yes, we must. Who says I'm not?
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Ooh, conceptualization is an intellectual skill. Yeah, that's 28%. Well,
Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
I mean, failure is still good. It's so cool.
Yes, it is. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop. Say it.
My name is Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Yes. Well,
He doesn't even process what you just said. Just moves on.
it looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
You mean him? Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right?
Yeah, very back is probably true.
Also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
He taps his foot, more out of habit than impatience. At
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
I have. Yes, I'm a policeman.
Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
I don't like dead bodies.
Sure. But did you take it down from the tree?
Look, man, yeah.
Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree?
Dead body? No.
So the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
I do like how the rest of the sentence comes after that, where we find out it's been there for 7 days.
What a shame. Get to it now. Rip that body down from the tree.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Don't worry about that body. I'll rip it down.
After it's been up in a tree for that long, any kind of ripping is inadvisable.
What if I told you I'm not really a police officer?
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will. But first, we have to take it down.
But how can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
He points to your jacket.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General?
Internal Affairs. And I'm not them. I'm from Criminal Investigation.
You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean?
Yes.
But they're just white rectangles.
They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
But shouldn't I have a badge or something? The sound of checking pockets. That's some pocket checking sound.
You mean you don't have a badge?
I have my badge. I'm a policeman. I have my badge.
Oh, if you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
But I can't remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse.
I would like him to clarify on what much worse is.
If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
A painkiller would be good about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort.
Pain threshold is saying maybe there's a little bit too much pain.
The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that. So cigarettes will have to do.
Electrochemistry, always with the morphine. We can't get the morphine. What were we supposed to do again?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
Let's roll.
After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
He responds tersely.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. As I said, Detective Raphael Ambrosius Costo.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
He's not a bartender.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
Yes, not a single cafeteria, multiple cafeterias under his management.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
Definitely not tending bar. It's not what he's into.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
Oh, who, me?
Yes, Detective Cousteau. I have everything. You?
I'm glad he said it. Oh, you mean do I have questions?
Yes, yes. He means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would?
The cafeteria manager is clearly agitated again. Where exactly is the body?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
And how do we get there, then?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Who killed him?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Did you kill him?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard. The prey drive says.
I agree with Half-Light on this. Did you kill him, Gart?
No, I didn't.
You can tell me, Gart. You killed him, right?
I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What is this?
Why did you have to kill him?
Do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
The lieutenant stands motionless. His expression unreadable.
Did he hurt you? Is that why? Did you get some kind of sick kick out of killing him?
What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone.
Anyone? Have you killed someone else then?
He ignores you.
Can he ignore me? I'm a cop.
More. Press on. Push through.
Okay, I agree. Definitely. Did you kill Sylvie?
Fuck you, man.
That's enough.
You can't tell who the remark is aimed at, you or Gart. You have not entirely convinced me.
That's a real pity.
Oh, we gained experience from that exchange. Why did Sylvie go away?
She went away because none of your business.
This is the second time you've avoided the subject.
Oh my god, what is your obsession with this Sylvie person? Get over it.
Well, I guess that's all.
Let's go.
We gained 30 experience.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
What's a real?
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
He pronounces the R with a mock aristocratic accent.
The IIR, or Internalizing Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
I'm impressed that Encyclopedia was even able to answer that, considering how low our intelligence stat is. By real, do you mean some form of street cred?
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
He points to the red ledger on the counter. But what exactly is money?
What are you, a philosopher?
I might be?
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend, and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
Huh, interesting. Where do I get it from?
Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't think cops can take bribes.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Why do I need this money?
For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez, and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a while longer. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me.
All right, well. Well, let's ask him if what we found is money.
Yes, it is.
Well, let's see. That's 10 plus 10 plus 20 equals 40. I'm now down to 90, right?
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
But that's horrible.
It is.
He stands silently looking at the coppers on the counter. Let's pick up the coins.
He demonstratively suppresses a world-weary sigh.
What do I owe this place for?
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money.
I don't know. He seems to be saying that we threw the shoe out the window. I feel like that case is still unsolved. But maybe this man threw the shoe out the window. He's trying to frame us. Something to think about for later, possibly. You're under arrest.
You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
I don't know what that has to do with a cop arresting someone. I don't know why I said that. I thought it's something a cop would say.
I don't really need you to say anything. I just need the money.
Well, what happens now?
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
I don't remember where my home is.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Good luck.
Well, our new task is to pay for damages.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
I really don't remember.
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
South, maybe?
You don't really know, do you?
I only have a vague blackened image.
A vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
So I think that this is a choice of which thought we can internalize, if I remember this right from the tryout. Either we can internalize the thought to try to find where we live, or we can try to internalize hobo cop, whereas we embrace being a homeless cop. And for this, maybe we'll try out the Twitch integration, because they do you have built-in voting for this. So I think this is it here. What happens if I click this? Well, okay, percentages have appeared. And okay, yes, voting is starting. There it is, yes. And it does seem like the percentages for Hobocop are much higher, which not really a surprise. I think the voting is over. I didn't see a timer. If that was it, that's very short. That was like, what, 10 seconds? I think so. But clearly we can see which one won, which was number 2. I'll live in a dumpster. I don't care. Fuck everything. Hobocop.
Entertain the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop has its advantages.
Summer door closed through the winter. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here's how we internalize thoughts. Hobocop is now available. Temporary research bonus. -1 composure, ungainly and rambling. Wow, Motorix is already so low as it is. Research time, 4 hours, 20 minutes, bro. Let's see, problem, solution, a cop and a hobo. A hobo cop. Upsides, can be disheveled, doesn't have to wash, carries himself with lurched gusto. Hobo cop doesn't need anyone or anything. No one can kick you out because you don't have a home. Never pay rent again, never again here. You're drunk. Why did you even come here, Harry? Go home. You're embarrassing yourself. Downsides. Are there any? I mean, seriously, give me one. Well, let's internalize it. All right. And, at 4 hours, 20 minutes game time pass, we will see what this does for us. Okay, here's our side quests. Find smokes, sing karaoke, report badge missing, inspect victim's body. Who made the call reporting the crime? We know it's Sylvie. Got to contact Sylvie. Pay for damages. Got to ask the station for money. Here's what we are wearing. Bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and roll-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
He looks one with the table. It would take quite some effort to wake him up. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Well...
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Look, we're on a murder mystery adventure. Surely we will need it.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Well, we have not taken any morale damage left. Yet. Lieutenant, who is this?
No idea. Looks like he works for Wild Pines, the logistics company who owns and operates the harbor.
But why is he sleeping during the day? I've never done that.
Possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much to do aside from drinking and sleeping.
Let's see. Physical instrument. 92% chance of waking him up because we are so physical. +1 ruckus talking to Gart.
There is only one way to wake this bone idol from his slumber. Roar like a hurricane. Rip the buildings from the earth.
Wake up! This is an order. I am the law.
Why the yelling, man?
The 30-something man slowly lifts his head and gives you a pensive look. You're alive? You looked out for the long count there.
Wait, what? No, he was just sleeping. What do you want, officer?
See anything interesting in your dreams?
Thank God, no.
Was it a fathomless darkness into which we ought to be deferred, like corpses to a mausoleum?
The worker stares at you, his eyes dry from sleep. A web of wrinkles covers his tanned forehead.
I don't know what you're talking about, kind sir. But when I'm out, then I'm really out. No corpses, no mausoleums, just quality time.
A little me time in the abyssal pelagic zone. You can never return to it now. Only detective work remains. Wakefulness and detection.
It sounds like there's a bit of regret there.
Fuck sleep. Headache, and the queasiness. You feel like you've got at least a 10-kilometer run in you.
Endurance is raring to go, though. Tell me about Wild Pines.
That's the name of my employer. I work in logistics.
He doesn't sound too enthusiastic about this.
That's wonderful.
Logistics? Nope. It's a nightmare.
Lets his head fall back onto the table. Why are you sleeping here while the others are out striking?
They got it. Majorette's got it. He's guarding the gate. I'm just getting some sleep. Or was.
The way he says Measurehead implies ultimate trust in this head reckoner's physical prowess. He seems like a worthy rival. You should slay him
The physical instrument is ready for a conflict. Who's behind organizing the strike?
We are. The workers. The union. We know what we need. What's right for us.
You mean there's no leader?
Okay. I guess there's also Everard. He's in charge of the union. He's smart. Knows how to negotiate. He's got our back.
What about the dead body in the yard?
Yeah. What about it?
You seem cool with it. Have you seen many of those hanging from the trees here?
You know, people die here every day. Someone's found in a ditch, another one falls in a manhole, a third one gets eaten by stray dogs. If someone has decided to die on top of a tree, then how is it my concern?
Someone has to look into it. Looks like I'm that someone. Tell me what you know.
I can tell you this. Trouble's ahead.
You have a pretty solid feeling that the man's not just mouthing off. He's strong, but even he has reasons to be cautious here.
Oh, the trouble's already here. Or how else would you call a dead man hanging from a tree?
They say your guy was a killer. Your tree man. He has friends, same as him, killers. There's only one thing they know well. How to wreak havoc.
Wait, who says that?
Everyone. It's a local rumor.
He yawns suddenly. You're saying things might get violent around here?
You heard what I said. Draw your own conclusions. That's all I know, and I prefer to keep it this way.
The lieutenant gives you a little nod, then makes a note in his blue notebook. So Union people think he was a killer, he thinks. Even sleepy hair. This doesn't help a lot, but it's something. Good work, detective.
All right, so maybe the victim wasn't really an innocent man after all. Yours, as we point at the bottle and the spilt rum.
Indeed. Help yourself to some. Wait. No. Oh, it's empty. Sorry about that, pal.
All right, I'll let you sleep.
The dock worker doesn't answer. His head is already back down on the table, in sweet sleep.
Yep, looks like there is no rum for us to drink. I'm sure electrochemistry would be all over that if there was.
Hello again, sweetie. I see you've met up with your colleague.
She looks at the lieutenant.
The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie?
Wait, does that mean you like me?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained.
She
I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead. That's a forehead slap. There's another one.
I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything.
Oh my. You know where we are, right?
Well, we do know that we're in the Whirling in Rags, because it was on our keys.
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
Is it hell?
We're in the city of Revachol, dear.
She flashes you a worried look. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Well, we did see the calendar when we left our room, and we know that it's 51. Don't ask us the first two numbers of that year.
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Yay! We got a reward for answering the question.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
Yep, everything's fine with me.
Outside, the melting snow seeps into the cracks in the walls and the cobblestone streets, all the way down into the sewers. Above ground, the first maybells blossom. You can feel it, a great cold. Then the shiver passes.
Oh, Shiver's interjecting something there, just letting us know about the melting snow.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us.
Oh, no. Nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control, led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly not one who's horseback.
Of course, you've arrived at a weak world, where no one appreciates animal husbandry.
It's very disappointing. I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed.
It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now, the RCM is all we've got.
But if there's no government, how come there are cops?
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
So, how did I do?
You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Maybe worry a little, though. What's this revolution you mentioned?
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago.
But I'm a cop. Whatever it was hasn't stopped me.
Of course, sweetie. I really don't know how to explain it better.
Who could tell me more?
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
She turns to the lieutenant.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
It's good to set boundaries in your relationships.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
All right, well, we got a new quest to get a reality lowdown. You seem to be in a chair.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Could I become a paraplegic?
I hope not. Although the work you are doing for all of us is quite dangerous.
Her eyes glimmer with admiration as she looks up at you.
Towering over her in your insignia, you make her feel safe.
I'm not sure I should be in this line of work.
You're a man at the peak of your physical and intellectual powers. You'll find another calling yet, I'm certain of it.
Maybe before I want to become a paraplegic, maybe I should ask what that is.
It means I can't use my legs. I was in an accident some years back, injured in the line of duty, as they say.
Were you a rugby player?
Oh no, far from it. Although, I did come out to watch the boys play when I was in school. Oh, those tan calves.
Well, yeah, and like the adult cows as well. What did you do then?
I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
She runs her hands over the chrome wheels of the chair. I'm sorry. It was rude for me to mention the wheelchair.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
Well, if we're talking about your wheelchair, how'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie.
A partner who'll need you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
Kim, of course! I forgot I had you!
Yes, and it seems to me that you do well to stick close to him. He has the look of an upstanding officer of the law, someone you can lean on, and, sweetie, you are looking unsteady. And even if he weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me.
Why? 3 heads are better than 2.
Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. Perhaps another time.
Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you.
Let's see. That's a 42%. Not the best. I was hoping you could be my sponsor?
Oh, I'm sure you would make a wonderful gigolo, dear, with those strong arms of yours, but welfare checks aren't all they cracked up to be. My husband and I are barely scraping by.
A gigolo. Didn't consider going into that line of work.
She's not really lusting after those biceps, man. It's more like an appraisal you give to a healthy specimen.
But what is a paycheck? I haven't seen any paychecks.
You must be joking. Although our pay does sometimes feel like a joke.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you. Maybe you should talk to Everard, the union leader.
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coins out of his pocket.
Well, I guess we do have to try to tug on the heartstrings. Well, I mean, surely with our powerful arms, we could certainly tug on those heartstrings. They don't stand a chance, right? I think that's how that works.
Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing.
Oh God, I'm gonna die in the street, aren't I?
Officer, get a hold of yourself, please.
We damaged our morale.
Sweetie, I'm sorry, but I think you need more help than I can give you.
She looks distressed and even a little frightened. Okay. Let's change the subject.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry I don't have money for you. If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask.
I guess we gotta get going now.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
She gives you a small wave. All right, well, I suppose we've now talked to the people in here. Right, get a reality lowdown. We need to find a rich people, yes, a rich people, to tell us what's exactly happening in Revachol, because only rich people could really give us the true history of the world. We can't get the real facts from the poors. We all know that. But where could we find a wealthy person? Could we find someone out here? I don't know about that. But what I do think is that now that we're out of the whirling in rags, that we're going to take a little break as we digest the clues, and we'll come back for some more Disco Elysium.